Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Happy Wednesday, whatever. What's up? I'm actually in a very rant kind of mood today. Two things. Well, actually, there was one thing I was going to rant about. Now, a second thing came up I was going to rant about. I just got told, DM'd me about a couple minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes ago by a friend of mine, Blind Braille, about a certain movie pundit on YouTube being a bitch. And I'll say a bitch. And so I'm not going to invite people on yet. I'm just going to be basically a rant right now because, make sure to like, share, subscribe, do that shit, man. Do whatever you got to do, man. Do that for me, please. Do that for me. Please. Because I'm going to rant. I am ranting right now, as you can tell. Maybe... okay, just dial it back a little bit. Dial it back. Okay, a lot of people in my community do not like The Rock the Dwayne Johnson. Okay, franchise killer is typecast. It plays himself all the time. He's rebooting it, soft rebooting it. Not a big movie star. And I kind of defend him a little bit because I am a fan of The Rock. But this time I'm not defending him. I'm ranting on him. I'm going to say it. I'm not okay. I'll say personally, I'll be not defending him here. I'll be attacking him here because all the Shazam stuff, all Shazam 2, well, it was a good movie. But that's been sabotaged, right? It's not making money financially, but we know that film has been sabotaged. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna let you. I'm gonna rant for a little bit, and this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do to The Rock. This is a Black Adam figure. This is what I want to do. Walk. Oh, that's what I want to do right now. And that actually kind of hurt a little bit my shoulder. Yeah, I walk with bottom Black Adam. Deal with it. And now we find out there's all this crazy stuff about Shazam 2. Now I don't know if we're making the movie better or what. Maybe it would have. But we find out Black Adam originally was supposed to be in the sequel. As you know, we're teasing him in the first movie. There was originally supposed to be in the sequel. But we found out The Rock vetoed everything. He's like, no. I don't want Shazam and The Rock. We all knew this. I don't want Shazam and The Rock to ever meet up, ever to collide. No. I want Black Adam to be a hero. I don't want him to be a villain. No. So let's not have these two collide. Oh, you know what? Since I'm the second producer of Black Adam, it's run by my studios. It's basically my movie, the movie I directed. Yes, I did say I directed because I don't think the director really directed it. I think The Rock kind of directed that movie, or he had a lot of say in that movie. Obviously, you know what? Let's get Superman. Let's get Henry Cavill, probably knowing ahead of time. Gunn and Saffron were probably going to run DC Studios, and they probably knew ahead of time that they were never planning Cavill, but he just, over rent his ass off and whatever, and decide, I want Cavill for this after credit scene that didn't really affect the box office. No, nothing. That didn't really help Black Adam. No. And Shazam may end up making less money than Black Adam, unfortunately, the way it's going. But recently, we find out that The Rock has so much pull, so much to say, so much executive power, so much creative control in Black Adam, and probably he probably sabotaged a lot of DC universe, especially around the Shazam and Black Adam lore. He or whatever the future of maybe the Justice Society will have a future in the Black and not Black Adam in James Gunn's universe. Maybe they will, because if you saw the after credits scene, they had to go to Hardcore and the other guy from Waller's team. Yes, this is pre-Peacemaker. Instead of the original people, it was supposed to be the Justice Society. It was supposed to be the members of Justice Society. It was supposed to be apparently Hawkman. I don't know about Dr. Fate. I don't know if this is pre-Black Adam, but maybe Dr. Fate, Cyclone, Atom Smash. It was supposed to be them, but The Rock said, no. I don't want anybody to do with my movie. Anybody except Hardcore was in Black Adam, but she really didn't have nothing to do with really Black Adam. She was more of a DC Central verse. Obviously, she was introduced by James Gunn, right, in Suicide Squad, and yeah. But this guy doesn't want to see Black Adam versus Shazam. Why? Because he needs to win all the time. The Rock has to win every battle that his characters are in. I'm sorry, man. You gotta take a loss here. I mean, Shazam's a hero. Shazam's a good guy. And the Wizard mentioned nothing of Shazam, nothing of Black Adam, nothing. It's like, no, they didn't even mention Black Adam once in the whole freaking film. I don't remember them mentioning him once, Black Adam. Do you guys remember them mentioning Black Adam in the film? Because I don't. I really don't. And when this is what I want to do to The Rock right now, he'll probably won't even hurt him. But this is what I want to do.
I've had enough of this. Think it's time to throw some pain on the Barbie. I'm sick of your little games. We are the
Thank you. That's what I thought. They didn't. They did not mention him at all. And this guy, and now Zachery Levi is basically on Instagram on his stories, basically confirmed it. Basically confirmed it that The Rock ruined everything. Because he's The Rock, man, and it's the movie he's been trying to pull off the ground for years. And The Rock has that kind of power, man. The Rock is one of the few actors in Hollywood that has that kind of power to get something off the ground and have some of that control. That's The Rock, man. Actually, Arkham, some actors that play the character, they do have some control over their character they play in the film. It's actually true, and it's actually true. Like Hugh Jackman does have some say what he wants Wolverine to do or what Wolverine should do. They do. It's like they do. And man, people want to see Shazam versus the Black Adam. Look, I understand the reason why Shazam didn't do much. Shazam, not a big time hero, right? Actually, kind of is. He's bigger than Blue Beetle. Oh, it's coming out in March with Dungeons and Dragons, John Wick, Creed, blah, blah, blah. Halloween, Scream. Good. Superheroes movies generally do well no matter what who comes out. Usually. Why does Shazam not get... Well, because they didn't have any... They barely had any advertising, promoting. That's true. And they're going to promote... Oh, they're going to promote The Flash. Of course, you got Batman in it. They already promoted that with the trailer, man, with Batman in it. Let's be honest. Do you think anybody have interest in seeing The Flash if Michael Keaton's Batman was not in it? No. I guarantee you no. And this is not going to be a long stream, guys. Okay? He did sabotage it. He did sabotage it. Yes, and yes. Now another thing about this stupid idiot, Grace Randolph, that I have to rant about. So I did not watch this yet, but I know what it's about. It's about her and James Gunn, her hate boner. I'm gonna say boner for hate for James Gunn. I'm gonna watch it and see what this clip says from Golden Gate. What does it say? Whatever. Here we go. What I want to hear what this says. Here she says. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, Zack Snyder also started off with a Superman story. And now James Gunn is starting off with a Superman story. I mean, it's a little single white female, but you know,
What?
I mean, it's interesting. It's really interesting. And on that note,
What?
a little single white female.
What? Single white female? What does that have to do with anything?
But, you know, I mean, it's interesting. It's really interesting. And on that note, you know, Zack Snyder had a very, very heartbreaking story about his family that coincided with Justice League because he had a family tragedy. And I thought it was a little bit odd that James Gunn also put a family tragedy, the death of his father, and decided to associate with it with his Superman movie. It was just a weird take, and it was a weird twist that he forgot his father's birthday. I don't think you wouldn't forget a relative's birthday, especially if they were as close as James Gunn said that he was. And then I don't know why he had to. I don't know why he didn't mention this in January when they announced the Superman release date. You know, you would have been like, I mean, when you're saying the date out loud, I mean, sometimes people might forget what day it is. You know, when the actual day comes. I mean, who hasn't forgotten what day it is, right? But I mean, when you're saying the day out loud, you would be like, oh, wait a minute. I've said that day out loud my whole life because it's my dad's birthday. And then also, I don't know why he needed to say he forgot. I don't know why he couldn't have just said, oh, my brother and I think it's really great. And so it was so many layers and twists and, you know, unnecessarily so. And then again, when you think about the personal aspect to, you know, it seems like it's mirroring Zach's very personal and very real. I know that was very, you know, this is real too. But it is like a little bit weird. It's very similar. It's extremely similar.
Here's the thing. You shouldn't, but sometimes you do forget relatives' birthdays. Sometimes you do. And sometimes somebody will remind you of your relative's birthday, and you just, oh, yeah, it is. Sometimes it's you shouldn't. You shouldn't really forget about your family, friends' birthday, but sometimes you do, and you don't realize it. It's not really something you focus on that much, but that's not the point here. The point here is, man, Grace, just shut up, please. Stop it. This is you for attacking James Gunn, man. And there's people also on Twitter, not Twitter, on YouTube or in the community, thinking Gunn is the mastermind behind everything between The Rock and Shazam, Black Adam Shazam. That Gunn's secretly running everything. That him. Okay, it's really ridiculous, and I'm inviting Blind Braille on. We're gonna talk shit. Well. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, that's this bitch. Come on, Blinded. Where are you, man? I'm sending a link. It's my rant. It's not a big. It's just ridiculous. It's really, really stupid. I hope you saw me walk bottom. Black Adam. I did walk bottom Black Adam. Vortex. You missed it. I wrestled my toy. Hey, Blind's my number one client. You're not on too, Tony, if you went on. That's okay. But seriously, this man, the Rock Dwayne Johnson, man. Seriously. He's Vince McMahon of the DC universe. No, I'm gonna nix this, man. This is not gonna happen. I'm Vince McMahon. Let's replace this guy with this guy. You know, I'm Vincent Rock, Dwayne the Rock Johnson McMahon. I'm Rockfish. Yeah, you like my title? Dwayne the Rock Johnson is Rockfish. Hey, Marvel. I'm fired up. I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
What's up? What's up?
Oh,
Sorry,
you
I
can
had to
tell I'm
finish
fired
eating
up in
something.
this stream. I'm fired up.
Yeah, you have every right. Because there's some dumb shit going on.
Really dumb shit. Really dumb shit. It's like I didn't know about the gray stuff until like half an hour ago because of you. And then the Rock stuff yesterday, and then some people think conspiracy wise, think Gunn is the mastermind behind the whole thing.
There's always some dumb. This community always astonishes me. You know what I mean? It always astonishes me. People sink to new lows every single day. They lie. They say that they're a fan of something, but they're really not a fan of it. They have no clue what the fuck it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just like The Rock, who I keep saying, every single person who all I can say is, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. You need that clip where that guy says that. I don't even remember what movie it was, but The Rock is an egomaniac. And he's been like this ever since he got into the movie industry. Okay. And Black Adam sucks donkey balls. That's what I gotta say. That movie sucks. And every single person who's shocked by the news that The Rock wasn't going to be in Shazam and he vetoed the idea, all you people, I'm sorry to say, don't take offense to this, but you guys are fools. He played you all guys, and I don't even know what else to say. I mean, we knew that this was trying to happen. He was trying to take over the fucking DC universe. He was trying to make it all about himself. And he failed. Luckily, he failed. Okay. And first off, The Rock was never in favor of Henry Cavill coming back. I hope people know that. He was like, I'm going to fight Superman no matter what. And then the fact that he got booed on stage, he was pissed off. Okay. And that's when his whole tune fucking changed. Okay. It was back in July because I'm sure there was not going to be no Henry Cavill if it wasn't because The Rock kept pressuring them. That's what I believe. The Rock was pressuring them. I think there was a lot of rumors that were BS that were being thrown around that Henry Cavill was going to be in the movie. I think he was only in the movie after August. That's when he was going to be in the movie.
They literally filmed like his scene in August or September, basically.
And they lied to him too because they didn't know what was going on at DC. I mean, we could say lies in quotes, right? These people didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
To me, if you say something that is untrue and you know it's going to be untrue in a couple of months, you still told a lie. It's like Phil Spencer when he lies about Starfield. So it's the same thing here when they said, oh, you know, Henry Cavill, you're going to get Man of Steel 2. That was a lie because they knew, hey, there's no head of DC Films. How could there be a Man of Steel 2, right? They could have hired someone else that wasn't James Gunn and Peter Safran, and they may have rebooted too. No one knows, right? If The Rock and what is it? His ex-wife's
Danny
brothers.
Garcia.
Yeah, but she has her brothers running that production.
Yeah, I don't know her name.
I don't remember his name, but
Harry,
if he was the head,
or something like that.
I really don't remember. But if he was running DC, I'm sure The Rock would be plastered on everything. Okay.
Here's my problem with The Rock. One problem I just found out with The Rock. He said he wanted to make Black Adam the central point, the focus point in the DC universe. I'm like, dude. I think you lied about knowing comics because there's no way.
No,
that's ever gonna
he
be.
doesn't. he never knew anything about comics. Anybody who
Yeah.
and here's the proof, right? Here's the proof. 2014. Okay, go back on The Rock's Instagram page. He said, "I want to be Jon Stewart. I want to fight I want to fight Superman." When does Green Lantern Jon Stewart fight
Oh,
Superman?
they're like teammates. They're like partners when the Justice League stuff. Like, why?
Him picking Black Adam was because
Why is he?
Black Adam was an edgy
Why does he want to
character.
be here? Why can't he be a villain? Like
He
you know,
couldn't
I
be a
read-
villain. That's why he picked Black Adam, because he the thing is, it's funny, right? We all sat down and said, "Hey, Black Adam is really more of a villain who likes to play
in the
neutral."
comics.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes to play neutral. So I guess you could say he's an anti-hero, but he's not an anti-hero in the same way as, like, pick someone a favorite anti-hero from DC or Marvel, right?
He's not like
Like
Jason
the Punisher.
Todd.
He's not he's not like Red Hood. He's not like
No.
some of these characters where they toe the line, but oftentimes
He's
they're
not like
on the right
Wolverine.
side.
He's not
Right?
like
Or
Wolverine.
Wolverine is
This
an
guy in
anti-hero,
the
yeah.
comics has decimated nations. Like commit
Yeah,
genocide at times.
this guy is he's known as a villain. And he was shoehorning in,
Yeah.
Black Adam. He wanted to be Black Adam because, one, Black Adam can be an anti-hero, and two, Black Adam could fight Superman. But realistically, Black Adam doesn't need to fight Superman. That's not his
No.
main antagonist, right? That's not Superman's main antagonist. So, I'm not really surprised by any of this. I still haven't seen Shazam. I will eventually watch Shazam.
Why
I
is
was
he so
busy,
afraid
but
of
yeah.
playing a villain? He has played villains in other
Because
films
he can't
before.
act. He can't act. His bald-headed ass can't act. Let's keep it real. He can't act. That's why he picked fucking Black Adam. Because Black Adam as a character, there's not a lot of acting there.
No,
He's a very
I know.
serious active character. He doesn't emote a lot. Like, he's just a fucking crazy fucking ancient god. That's what he is, right? So and
they always do that. They always do that, man. They can always blame someone. They're always gonna blame James Gunn.
they always blame. Listen, if it's not James Gunn, it's gonna be someone else. We know how these people operate. These people operate
They're
in
insane.
circles. Yeah,
You see-
they're not. I keep saying they're not. If they're fans of the source material, go read the source material. Go actually watch and support the source material, right? If James Gunn is saying, "Hey, I'm gonna make all these different movies from popular to obscure characters," as a DC fan, someone who's read DC comics for
Mhm.
decades, right? There's people in our chat that are way older than me, right? I'm only like 22, right? And I've read a decent amount of comics, but there's some people who are like 40, 50. They've been reading comics their whole entire life.
Yeah.
But yet, apparently, those people, the people who actually supported DC, got to the position that they're in now. They don't know anything, right? And James Gunn is one of those people, by the way. James Gunn has been collecting comics all his life. Okay, if you go back and listen to interviews, the reason why he even went to Hollywood was because he took all his comic collection, sold it, so he can get a ticket, so he can go to LA. So again, I don't know where all these people are. The people who know absolutely nothing are the ones who are shitting on Gunn. I just find that absolutely ironic. And I keep saying this about Zack Snyder. If you like Zack Snyder and you support a creative person, why don't you go, "Hey, Zack
Can
Snyder,
you tell me your story?
I
You want to tell the professor story on here if it's okay? If you don't have
well,
to.
yeah, I mean, it's just like a little anecdote story, but it's just like, yeah, there was a professor I knew and he said Zack Snyder was shit. Right? I made a joke about Batman vs Superman. He laughed and he was like, "Oh yeah, I couldn't watch that movie because it was a Zack Snyder movie." People like his movies. I understand, right? It's all subjective. It's all you can like it or not, but there's some people who don't like it. And Batman vs Superman's box office, I keep saying it's proof. It made a lot of money, but when you look in detail, there's a reason why WB they were scrambling back in 2016 and 2017. Okay. And they've been scrambling ever since. No matter who's the head of WB or who's trying to produce these DC movies, they're always scrambling. There's always some issue trying to make these movies. And the Snyder weirdos are also at the center of it too. They are also part of the problem because they got their movie. They let Zack Snyder finish his story, right? Because he was wrong. Let's be real, he was wrong. That 2017 movie was garbage.
Yes, it was.
I'm not a big fan of Zack Snyder, but I did like the Justice League, his version of Justice League. Okay. Yes, it was long, it was tedious, blah blah blah, but it was still a much better movie than what was put out in theaters. Okay, much better.
Oh, it was different. It was apple and oranges if you really look at it.
Apple and Origins, yeah, and some of it was the same footage, but you could tell, that it was, his vision really was hacked up. It's insane. But anyway, my point is, right, if you really care about Zack Snyder, you never hear these people, right? Because I personally think they're not that creative enough to even think about this. But here's a solution to all of this. I keep saying this, and I'll die saying this, right, until it happens. Ask Zack Snyder, hey, why don't you make a spiritual successor to the Snyderverse, right? Forget about, this is what, all these creators did back in when they formed Image Comics, right? Jim Lee,
Todd McFarlane,
Todd McFarlane, right? Rob Liefeld. All these dudes came in and was like, hey, you know what? We like writing X-Men and Spider-Man and blah, 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 but why don't we make our own characters and see what we can do, right? Why doesn't Zack Snyder do that? Why don't you, as Zack Snyder, make the Snyderverse beyond DC? Forget about DC, because you guys clearly don't care about DC, right? If it's not the characters that were in the Snyder movies, remember when Project Justice League came out? There were some people, all these people going, oh, why are Blue Beetle and Shazam and all these other characters being showcased, right? They're not part of the Snyderverse, but they're DC characters. They would have been in a Justice League Part 2 and 3, right? So
definitely Shazam. 100% Shazam would have been.
Right. So I don't understand why they're always like, so just ask him instead of asking, bring back the Snyderverse. We want Batman versus Superman, blah, blah, blah. Because like I said, there's a lot of people who, again, are fans of the source material that don't like what he made. That's why they moved on. The movies were not successful. You look at Batman vs. Superman's box office and you compare it with Justice League. Everybody, I'm sure if we got the Snyder cut, right? I wish we could really prove this, right? To nail this home, but we can't. If the Zack Snyder cut came out, even if it was a 10 out of 10 movie, that movie was not going to be successful at the box office. Okay. It is what it is. But some people live in this false reality of, it's a mega hit.
I guarantee you it would not be 4 hours, obviously, because they would know.
No, it wouldn't be 4. He couldn't release it if it was 4 hours, but his vision
and the bad taste in BVS would have hurt that film.
Yeah, it doesn't. If they keep this is what I don't understand, right? You want them to spend all this absorbent amount of money for who? A small 50,000 people watch it. That's not worth it for them. That's not worth it for them. I'm sorry, right? And then on top of that too, you want them to watch it on Netflix. So you want Netflix who to sink all this money into for the Snyderverse? This makes no sense, right? That's what I'm saying. None of these things are realistic, right? They think, because studios have millions, billions of dollars, they can just throw it around, do whatever the fuck they want. No, that's not how reality works. I know some of you people don't know.
Only Amazon.
Right? You're not like the best.
Only Amazon.
The best financial people in the world, right? But still, that's not how things work.
No, they always need to make an investment on whatever they put money into. It's not an endless, money tree that they have. They have to make sure that they're able to get that money
from
back.
Investors. That's how you make a movie is you get investors, and that's why you always how people complain, why are all these movies have commercials in it? Well, guess who paid for the movie?
Yeah, it's like I know people complain about product placement, and I just talked about that in Shazam with the Skittles thing. But in reality, I understand why I don't have a big deal about that. It helps pay for the film,
Right.
So
I really don't care if there's product placement in the film. I really don't care.
I really don't care. And producers as well, also help are a big component of making sure they get money into a film. So.
The thing is, look, Zack Snyder is basically announced, right? They're going to make an RPG game.
They're making an entire universe.
an entire universe.
That's what they're doing.
Basically.
So you should ask him. He's making an entire universe on his own, right? Rebel Moon, Army of the Dead. Go, hey, Zack Snyder, let's make a superhero universe that continues your story. It's a spiritual successor. This happens all the time. Okay, I just gave you Image Comics, but this happens
No,
in
but they
video
only care.
games
They only
too.
care about Snyder DC blinded. That's all they care about.
It's annoying. It's annoying. It's like
It is annoying.
It's driving me nuts now. That's why I said, like, listen, I love this genre, right? I love movies, but like this superhero conversation that you always have on Twitter, it's so mentally draining.
You know what?
I know. I'm sick of this shit.
I know sometimes the Marvel quality is not like we talk about the we criticize Marvel a lot lately because Phase 4 has been like up and down, but it's not toxic like this. It's different.
Well, I think the whole thing is anytime we talk about a comic book movie, it always turns into some, oh, fuck you because you didn't like the movie. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's never like, oh,
or it's like
if
it's not great. If it's not great, then you don't like it. Well, no, that's not what I said.
Are you referring to a certain person that blocks you blinded?
I mean, I don't want to talk about that here because I'm always, I try to be professional when I come on stream. But there's a lot of people who get upset that I see on other people's comments, whether it's my comments on Twitter. And you have to remember, right? Listen, I love this genre as much as you guys, but I'm going to keep it real. This stuff was made for kids. Kids, literally 12-year-old, like 5 to 12-year-olds, right? And the way that people act on here is astonishing. It is absolutely sad. Okay. And most of us are like pretty young, but then there are people who are like, oh man, you're almost a grown ass man, 50 years old with potential. You could be my goddamn father. The way that you guys are fucking acting, it's just insane. It's fucking insane. Okay. And I know and the thing is, right, we don't know everybody's behind the scenes life, right? I get that, right? And a lot of people use this as an escape. But at the same time, there needs to be lines drawn, right? You can't just come on and act a fool, say a bunch of stuff, and then think that there's no consequences, right? Because that's how people seem like, especially when it comes to streaming, that's what it seems like, right? I can understand like the faceless dude who comes in the comment section. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come on streams and you're going back and forth with people, does this ever cross some of these people's minds and be like, hey, if someone from my personal life, if they have people in their personal life, go, hey, why would you do this? You look like an idiot doing this, right? I'm sorry, yes, and I'm gonna say idiot. I'm gonna say all the fucking words. I don't care.
99% of Twitter.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You can't have a normal conversation. You can't say, man, what? I didn't like the movie for X reason. I like the movie for X reason. You couldn't say any stuff like that.
You gotta stay super.
You can't even have a passionate debate without making it personal or like getting really heated.
Yeah, during the cock shots. Yeah, you know what? You know what it's all about, especially on Twitter. It's all about just getting a reaction. People are not. Here's the thing: people are. I'm not gonna say they're gifted or very intelligent, but people are smart, right? They really are smart, but they just say something dumb just to get a reaction. That's it. They don't mean what they say. That's all. That's it. They just want a reaction. They want people to react to them because probably in a personal life they don't get that kind of personal reaction from real people.
Right. Yeah. I understand that, right? But like you wouldn't act like this in real life. And as DL was saying, like we come here, a lot of us, we love movies, right? We know how movies are made. We understand that, right? Even if you're not like, oh, I went to school for this, right? There's a lot of people like that, right? But it's so annoying where it's like someone comes in and then they just act, I'm sorry, but they just act so ignorant and arrogant. And they have no context. They have no fucking insight whatsoever. And we're just sitting there and they're like, what was the point of that, right? If your rebuttal is not, I'm not saying no names. How do you know? What do you know? You don't know anything. You're not in the room, blah, blah, blah. You didn't make the movie. Maybe you should watch something else. Maybe you should be talking about movies. Maybe you shouldn't be talking about the film industry. Okay, because this is a creative industry where people are working their ass off making movies. People make shit movies. People make good movies. But you need to understand how these movies are made if you're gonna talk about them for a fucking living.
And
It's just so mind blowing, man. Oh my god.
I hope you get into film school. I really do hope.
Yeah, I mean, I graduated with a film degree too, but like I don't rub that in people's faces when I talk about films because like I'm just like
Right.
every other moviegoer. I like movies, and yeah, I know more about the industry and how stuff is made, but like at the end of the day, I just enjoy the art of film, and it's like everyone has their own interest of what they like.
Perspective,
Yeah, their own perspective of how they look at a film, what they're more interested in. Some people like this stuff, some people like this stuff. Like we can have difference of opinions, you know.
Right.
It's not a rule to like everything the same, right? It's like
Well, apparently,
no war.
apparently you have to. If you like superheroes, you have to like every single thing, Aaron. So, what was the
No.
last superhero movie you didn't like?
superhero didn't move it. Well, I didn't
And
hate
the
that.
Lost Quantumania.
Maybe for me, probably Thor.
Oh well,
Love
that's
and Thunder.
bad. You're supposed to like that movie. You're
Thor,
a
Love and
comic book fan, no? Why didn't you like Thor? That's how these people act.
Or like you can't enjoy different brands of superheroes. Like you either need to
Right.
be one way or the other. If you're a Marvel fan, you got to be like fuck DC. If you're
Oh,
a
I
DC
hate. I
fan,
just saw a
you gotta be
Marvel
like,
I
stan.
hate shit like that.
I just saw a crazy Marvel stan. I think this Marvel stan got upset. It got upset because in the movie, when like he got called Captain Marvel, right? And I think this Marvel stan, I just saw it today, got upset. And you know the Captain Marvel scene from the 2019 movie where she goes into space and like destroys some of those ships
Right.
that you know that the other accusers, like the same Kree as
Yep.
Ronan.
Yep.
And the person was like, I don't think Captain Marvel cannot do this. And I'm like, Captain Marvel could do that. He could destroy an army of ships. That's how powerful he is. And here's the thing, right? DC, I mean, Marvel stance could be really crazy, right? They could be really crazy too.
Well,
I
if we're saying the word "stand," they're definitely crazy.
They're
Snyder
crazy
people.
in every fan.
Snyder called.
If you call
Sorry,
yourself a stan, I'm sorry. This may offend some people, but the way I read a stan is again, where did that word come from? Go look up the Eminem video, "Stan," where the guy's obsessive. He's obsessed with fucking Eminem, and he abuses his pregnant wife. He gives no shit, and then eventually he kills him, his wife, and his nephew, all because he didn't get the attention that he wanted.
Yeah, stans are
Go
obsessed.
touch
fans.
grass. Serious. Go
obsessed
touch
fans.
grass. Go
They can do
outside.
no
Get a
wrong.
girlfriend. Go do
this person
something
can-
else.
This person could do no wrong.
I
Go to
prefer-
the gym. Make a movie for crying out loud. Do something else.
Be a
I
Neil Breen
prefer
movie.
enthusiast than stan. I prefer the word enthusiast. Yeah, because like, thank you for bringing that up. Because like stan, yeah, we did. People remember where that came from? Exactly that.
Another 50, maybe 50 to an hour. But yeah, like that's what they are. And I'm like, I'm like to that person. I didn't tweet anything, but I'm like, Captain Marvel could destroy those ships. I mean, Shazam could probably destroy those ships. I mean, the thing.
Probably it's a superhero movie. They could.
Here's the thing.
whatever they want.
We can all agree. DC and Marvel the movies. We got to agree. Mostly the DC heroes are more overpowered than the MCU characters because they watered them down in MCU.
I mean, yeah, they have the more godlike characters, yes, for sure.
Yeah.
But even like what? Why are we even arguing about if Captain Marvel can destroy ships or not? Like why is that even the big deal? That's not even
Why are you comparing to Shazam?
Well, because the whole debate of like who's the real Captain Marvel, which I'll admit that kind of frustrates me too, that we can't call Shazam Captain Marvel. Because like it's given to an inferior one in my opinion, but like if there's people out there that like Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, that's perfectly fine.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe those people don't know the reason why.
Yeah,
She's
I mean,
called
yeah,
Captain.
it goes back to what I've been saying. It's like if you're talking to the casual moviegoers or the general moviegoing audience, they don't care about the source material. They don't care what came first. They care about what got on the screen first. What is the first impression? So
and the thing is, Shazam, Billy Batson, Captain Marvel was actually older than is actually older than Carol Danvers. Much older.
Mhm.
Like, seriously, it's been much longer, right? Blinded than Carol Danvers, right? The character of Billy Baston?
Right, he's been way
Yeah, he's been
way before
around way
Captain, the
before.
original Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
like Marvel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it's ridiculous. But you know what? That wasn't a big deal. But I want to take a look at this Grace video. Thank you, Blinded. It's really, really. I think it's just kind of sick. Let me. I don't think I shared it yet.
Again, I listen. Every time you're always blown away with what Grace Randolph says, and the way that it's just nonchalant. Like she doesn't even acknowledge what she's saying. Is just like, wow, that's fucking fucked up. Like,
I want to know. I want to know.
Also started off with the
I
Superman
want to know this
story.
line.
And now James Gunn is starting off with the Superman story. I mean, it's a little single white female.
What does that have to do with? What does it be a single
that
white
she's
female?
pointing out the movie,
Wait.
where she's like the stalker, and it's a that's what she's trying to say. That
Wait, what?
yeah, you know that movie, right?
Wait, what is she, what's she talking about? I'm lost.
Single white female. I think you should look up the movie. It's a movie that's like this girl who's trying to rep. Maybe it's a girl. Let me look it up just so I can give you guys an accurate description of this movie.
Okay, while we do that, we'll listen.
But, I mean, it's interesting. It's really interesting. And on that note, Zack Snyder had a very, very heartbreaking story about his family that coincided with Justice League because he had a family tragedy. And I thought it was a little bit odd that James Gunn also put a family tragedy, the death of his father, and decided to associate with it with his Superman movie. It was just a weird take, and it was a weird twist that he forgot his father's birthday. I don't think you wouldn't forget a relative's birthday, especially if they were close
Yeah,
to
you
James
do.
Gunn said he
Yeah,
was.
you do.
And then
You 100% do. I said that when I listened to it. I said that too, DL. You do. You do.
Like I'm like no no shit. Like 100%. Like I'm not trolling at all. At this very moment, I don't remember my own father's birthday right now. I can't tell you off the top of my head my father's birthday at the moment. Like I can't. I'm sorry. Like it happens. Like I mean, yeah, it sounds bad, but just like it like there's a lot of, especially if you have a lot of relatives and a lot of friends, like it's really hard to keep up with all of that on top of the the other stuff in your life that you have to deal with work and other stuff like that. So it's like it happens. You forget.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he had to. I don't know why he didn't mention this in January when they announced the Superman release date. He would have been like, I mean, when you're saying the date out loud, sometimes people might forget what day it is. When the actual day comes. I mean, who hasn't?
And this is
forgotten what day it is,
over
right?
analyzing
But I mean, when you're
shit,
saying
right?
the day out
this
loud,
is really overload.
you would
Who
be
cares?
like, oh, wait a minute, I've said that day out loud my whole life because it's my dad's birthday. And then also, I don't know why he needed to say he forgot. I don't know why he couldn't have just said, "Oh, my brother and I think it's really great."
Well,
so
that,
the
story.
Layers.
That contributes to the story, though. Like that. I mean,
He didn't. Oh my god,
That's
I
funny.
just hate that clip so much because Grace Randolph, right? Grace Randolph can't stop at what. I don't like James Gunn's movies, but she has to go in so fucking personal. This is why I think this lady's sick, in my opinion. Right? I'm sorry. I'm gonna say I think she's sick.
I don't blame you.
I think she's personally based on the things she has said in the past, and she has said worse things than this. Okay.
Oh, she has.
We have talked about this on Tony's stream. Okay. She is sitting here, and here's the thing, right? People do, as DL was saying, people do forget their loved ones' birthdays, right? But here's another thing too, right? He, in that tweet, the implication is he didn't make the connection, right?
Yeah.
And his brother pointed it out, and he was like, hey, there's actually some connection here that fits with the story with my dad, with Superman's dad. So, and the thing is, we didn't know officially that he was directing Superman, right? This is sort of a surprise that he's directing Superman. So for
I
her
kind of
to
disagree
be
with you,
like,
Vortex. I think it's Batman and Spider-Man. I don't think Superman is there anymore.
Oh no!
I think
they
Superman
are the top
is.
three. They're
They're
still
the
the top
top, yeah.
three.
If you ask random people who know nothing about superheroes, they're gonna say Superman.
Or they're gonna say Batman.
As much as people like to say Superman's boring, Superman's this,
know.
Superman's that. That's because we haven't had a good Superman movie.
Yeah.
That's why they say that.
Lily, if you go to the other side of the
It's
world
in Tony's
and you
chat.
put up a picture of the Superman symbol, a lot of people will know what that is.
Exactly.
But they'll say Batman's more popular because he actually is kind of more popular.
Oh, and that may
By
be
the way,
case,
that's a
but
good
still,
one, Degrassi. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I want to see this. Did you retweet that? I get that trick. I'll cinephile, whatever Twitter account, whatever it is. About
I didn't tweet. I replied to Cole's tweet. But
yes,
that
I think
joke
Grace
is
Grace
hilarious.
attached everybody that's worked at work with Warner Bros. James Gunn, Jessica Chastain, Henry Cavill, and now she's been going at it last year a little bit with Margot Robbie.
She's been going at it at I'm telling you, I'm sorry to use this kind of word, but I really do not think Grace Randolph is like all that there. Okay, she's not, because the things she says are so insensitive where you're like, you must either not interact with a lot of people, or two, you really just don't give a shit about other people's feelings, right?
Yeah.
And listen, I know what I'm saying. I'm calling her sick and blah blah blah, right? I'm not. It don't look too good of how I'm treating her feelings, but I'm telling you the things that she says. I can't believe she says them. Like, wow, you need a cap on the lid. Holy.
And yeah, like it has. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say? I was gonna say, like, and it doesn't even. It's not even about her having like these hot take opinions about stuff. Like, she doesn't have to. She don't have to have like, the popular opinion about stuff. Like, I don't have the popular opinions about stuff. But it's just the fact that it feels like whenever she's talking about this stuff, it feels like she's putting her own like personal agenda on stuff. And as you said, like the stuff that he says, it feels like she's not like she's insensitive about certain when she talks about certain people or like certain people's work. Like, it's just, something just feels icky whenever she talks about this stuff, like more than usual. Like, it has nothing to do with the fact that she likes something that I don't like, or I like something that she doesn't like. That doesn't matter. It's just the way she talks about people and how she makes it personal and how she puts political agendas on stuff. Like, it just it's just it's
well, I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but I am always wary of what she says about the Black community. Every time she opens up her mouth, she speaks like she's an authority on the matter, and it pisses me off to no end. Drives me absolutely insane.
As a black person, I'm like, you please shut your mouth on certain things.
It bothers me to hell. Oh my god, she is so wrong about some things that it's just mind blowing, and her audience are just like, well, I don't know, so it must be true.
Because great. You know why people believe her. Her voice, she's like a siren with that voice. She draws you in.
The thing, this is what I don't like, right? Is that just because she has like some knowledge on stuff, she feels like she's an expert in every single category, and she can say whatever she wants.
Video games.
Yeah, her Last of Us coverage is so bad. The things that she was trying to pass off as something that was like factual. Like apparently, The Last of Us is only successful because it's a motion capture game. That's why it sold all these copies. Does that even make sense?
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. It's like, and there's another thing that just bothers me the most about Grace is that she doesn't get everything right. Clearly, there are many times where she gets stuff wrong when she covers it, but she doesn't take the L on anything.
No,
she always has to move the goalpost. And like, actually, I said it in a certain point of view. Like, no, you were just straight up wrong. Like, admit that you're wrong. Like, come on. Now.
She doubles down. Like, she doubles down on her opinion. Remember, she got offended when people didn't like Morbius.
She did.
Like, she was like, "You're hurting this movie's feelings." I was like,
"You're hurting this movie's feelings." Okay.
Oh
wow.
You're
hurting the movie's feelings.
Wow, but in the same breath, you said the Suicide Squad was garbage. So shut up.
That's not even the worst thing she said. You know what was insane? This is the kind of level I'm talking about of disgustingness with Grace Randolph. She said about Peacemaker that Peacemaker is not it's not a successful show. It's not a good show, but she doesn't really want to review it and critique it because she
knows
feels
she's
that
lying.
no. This is her words. She says she doesn't want to offend the people who like that show because she has a lot of negative things to say about the people who watch that show.
Wait,
That's what she
80 grand.
said. That is what she said. I will find
What?
you the clip because it was so insane that she said this. This is the most backhanded compliment or backhanded fucking insult I have seen. Where it's like, so in other words, you want to cuss off the fan base, but you're like, listen, I'm gonna pretend I'm goody two shoes and not say anything.
So you even saying that, like, it proves my point that she can't review anything without putting her personal agendas on it.
Yeah,
That
and
is,
her personal emotions and feelings. She can never. I'm telling you, man. Oh my god,
once again, I don't give a shit if she doesn't like Peacemaker or the Suicide Squad. I could give two shits about it, but
She's
just
not gonna
that-
like Guardians 3, right? She's not gonna like Guardians 3.
Oh, she's gonna say if she.
I mean,
likes
she didn't
Guardians
like
3,
she didn't like the previous two.
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There's a
she
bug.
sends
If
for Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
she likes Guardians 3, I'll put money on this, okay? If she likes Guardians 3, which could be likely, right? She will spin it. She will spin it in a way where it's going to offend people who like James Gunn, who like his work, even though she likes the movie. This is how petty she is.
Shut up, Tony.
No,
Yo,
man.
shut up, Tony.
The
I know
funny
you're
thing
trolling.
is,
That's funny, though.
there's
He's
people in our community who you know, they do say stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's all I gotta say, man. I don't understand why people do that. It's weird, especially the things that this lady has said. We haven't even gone even deeper. Okay, someone should have like a chronicle of all the things like Grace Ronoff has said, just so we can show you
there's
just how.
There's videos.
Remember, like she was the one that started all that commotion with the George Clooney thing last month.
Yeah.
Right,
Like,
but I
she
mean
bragged
way
about how, "Oh, this
more
is
serious
trending."
things.
This is trending, and she was like trying to say, "Don't forget, I got this right. I got this right." Like she was like bragging. Like she is very insecure.
Once again, she can't admit that she's wrong. She always has to move the
Right.
goalpost.
Oh, she'll block you if you prove her wrong. She blocked Isaac just because Isaac typed Tubby.
She was a socialite?
Of course
My
she
God.
is.
Oh, she sure is. She sure is.
You don't even need to know her. Just look out her window. Look out the window.
Damn.
I mean, here's the thing. She hates Jessica Chastain. Why do they just like have a charity boxing match at Madison Square Garden? They live in the same city.
And here's the thing: it's like I don't like. I mean, I've heard her talk numerous times about Jessica Chastain, but I really just don't understand why she has such a visceral hatred. It's like she came into her house and killed her
Apparently,
puppies or something.
Apparently, they went to the same school. Was it Juilliard? Juilliard?
Juilliard.
Jessica
What school it is.
Yeah, apparently they went to the same acting school, wherever, and film school, wherever. And apparently, the beef came from there. That's the rumor, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Tony, did you really DM Grace?
He would.
Do it!
Oh my god.
I would love that. I would love that.
She's not going.
You know, I have a question.
She would
about-
never, in a million years.
Does she ever get out of that apartment?
We are starting Gun Club. Gun Con, not Club.
Does she-
Con.
At this point, as just like a troll, I would start Gun Con.
Yeah.
Honestly, like,
my God.
if you're living in New York, like that's actually a really solid place to be. Like to have that type of view and stuff like that. She probably living in a decent apartment if she's like if you're able to see like that view from there.
That's what I'm saying. Look out the window. Of course, she has to have money. Like, who has a view like that in New York City?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
This is Soho
There's-
or something.
expensive. I live in New York City. I know.
Oh, you
Yeah,
live in
so
New
it's
I
York.
look for one.
Yeah,
well,
he
I live on
does.
Staten Island, but like,
Oh.
about it.
She thought this is Soho. Like Soho's very well off, and the areas around there.
Mm.
Yeah,
But I'm telling you, she's Manhattan. Yeah, that makes sense. That look like Manhattan.
Oh, she lives in Manhattan, that's for sure. She definitely lives in Manhattan.
Oh my goodness, if she lived on Staten Island, forget about it.
Oh, no. Oh, she probably be like, she'll hire a couple bodyguards to just stand out without mob bosses around there. I'm
Oh my
kidding.
goodness! Like, I can no. Well, here's the thing: if she got money, I can imagine her living in like the neighborhood
Really?
that like former mob bosses used to live in.
Can you imagine if
A lot
this
of
is
those
true?
families.
They both waited tables.
That's a movie right there. That's a movie. We gotta
Single
come
white
up to the
female.
studio. We gotta go to the studio and pitch a movie.
Single white
Jessica versus
female is the
Grace.
movie.
Del Frisco.
You got to watch Single White
Yeah,
Female.
single white female movie. Yeah, apparently I need to see this movie. But yeah, like I this shit that she's doing, like this is, I don't think she's ever going to reach 1 million subscribers. I don't think she's ever going to do it.
You know, the thing is with Grace, here's the thing. That, I don't know. Oh my!
Thank you, Tony.
Here's the thing that annoys.
He DM'd her. He DM'd her and he sent you the.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, he could because it's
Oh.
yeah.
Alright.
Can you
Oh,
imagine?
Oh
I'll
my
be-
annoys me with
god.
Grace.
I saw Tony. Thank you. I will laugh so hard. She did
Well-
come on.
What annoys me with
Oh,
Grace
he
is
sent a
that-
picture. Oh damn! I need to go see it now.
What annoys me with Grace is like she flip flops a lot. Like, here's the thing. She was like, oh, I can't even.
I saw the new one. I saw the other one.
Sorry, what were you saying, George?
Okay, what annoys me with Grace is, here's the thing. Like, she was like very much like playing both sides with like the Snyderverse. Like, she was like saying, "Oh, it's gonna continue." Then she's saying it's on. She's saying, "Oh, you toxic Snyder fans," and she's saying, "Hey, you Snyder fans might get Ben Affleck back," and it's like you just keep flopping for your own agenda.
Remember she was liked by the Snyder fans when she's Justice League 2 and 3 might happen, and then like almost a year later it's like the opposite direction. They turned on her.
Yep, and then once again, like she always does, she moves the goalpost, being like, "See, I told you it wouldn't happen this way because this, that, that. But you just said it was gonna." Okay, all right.
Oh my goodness. So, I guess I see what Tony said. Oh my.
Wait, hold on. Let me let's see.
Thank you, Tony. I hope she
It-
does come on, but she won't.
It's in Aaron's DM group, not.
She doesn't go on anybody's streams though. She doesn't like the thing about her
No, I've
and
never
Campia.
seen her on a podcast. I think she went on one podcast recently. That may
Yeah,
be
her and
months ago,
Campia don't do that.
which is
Yeah, they will
red
never
flag.
do it. Never do it.
No.
They will never do
Um,
it. Tony, she's gonna block you.
I don't know
The thing is, she can't block me
because you're already blocked.
because I blocked her.
Oh.
I'm prepared
I
because
I
I
never
know
get blocked.
I know what game she's playing.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I heard. Only so this is half. Yeah, okay.
The truth is gonna come out there eventually. Okay.
It's a movie in the making. We got. I mean, Jessica, Grace, Dawn of Justice.
Arkham, the reason why she hates
Or
Jessica
Mean Girls
Chastain
Part 2.
Oh my God.
is the same reason why she hates James Gunn, all these other actors and directors that she just, shits on willingly. Same reason. Okay. There's some people you can shit on, rightfully so, right? But her, she likes taking digs at everybody no matter what. And some of
Yes.
the stuff is really, really like she's putting her nails in their damn skin. Okay. And then she'll walk away and be like, "Don't worry, I still like you." Get the fuck out of
I
here.
remember-
Yep,
man.
it's
I'm
that-
telling you, man.
That two-faced shit.
here's
Yeah,
what
two-faced shit, man.
I remember. The 2021 Oscars. I remember. I think it was like the last time Chadwick Boseman got nominated for one, and he didn't win. And she like flipped down and was like, "All this goodwill for nothing." And it's like, just because someone dies doesn't mean they automatically get an Oscar.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Hey,
It's just like flipping out
no,
on Twitter.
you should. I think. Hey, I want to die and win an award. I'm kidding.
Like,
No,
literally,
you're
like,
right.
like by her logic, if you pass away, you should automatically get the Oscar.
Well, that's 2021.
It was like
Yeah,
I don't even know who won in
it
that
was
year.
like, well, it was like the first Oscars like during the pandemic.
But that was virtual, right?
No, people were there.
Oh,
But either way, like Chadwick didn't win. I think it was Anthony Hopkins that won, and she was like, "Oh, this go well for nothing."
I mean, there was a lot of like that probably was the worst Oscars because there probably wasn't a lot of great films to
Well,
be
it wasn't
running for that.
Oh yeah, it was. They were picking for straws. They were picking for
Yeah,
straws.
I mean,
Like,
I was like wondering, is Birds of Prey and Sonic going to compete for Best Picture?
yeah, a lot of the bad movies were probably in the running.
Well, no, like Grace Randolph, she's just like she's so weird because she cried over Wonder Woman 1984, and she's like, "Don't insult this movie, don't insult this movie," and yet like she boycotts movies or gives movies negative reviews for the weirdest things. Like I think like Brightburn, she refused to watch. That's another thing that James Gunn was involved in.
Is it? I know it's not James Gunn directed, but he worked on it, right? That's right.
Yeah, he worked on it.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, she's very she was like standing for like Wanda with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And she always like I'm a Wanda stan, I'm proud of it.
I'm like, what? Oh, okay, it's great that you're a Wanda stan, but like, does it work in the context of the film? Can you be objective for a minute, please?
It's definitely personal. Oh, because Gunn told her in her place, man. He told her like.
Also, don't forget, she argued with Kathy Ann, the director of Birds of Prey, over like a dick pic or something.
Yeah, because like they said that because like they claimed that the old script before they did reshoots was that like the diamond that they were after in the movie had like dick pics of Black Mask, and then the director debunked that immediately. It was like actually no, that's not true. I don't know where you got that from. And then Grace was like,
yeah,
well, I got the scoop right here. I got from here, so like it's clearly true. And it's like,
but it's
okay,
like,
Grace.
Grace will bold-face tell the person who actually knows what is going on to be like, "No, you're wrong.
Grace is so stupid. Why in the context of the film? Why would using dick pics as the reason for all this Black Mask shit? I'm sorry, but that's stupid.
That's really stupid.
It's worse than the idea they used in the film anyway. It would have made the movie even worse.
And she's telling the director that she knows better.
She knows better.
Yeah. Maybe she is my type of
the type of person she is.
Oh, wait a minute. So would that mean like a certain person from the Lakita Inn was right about something because he said that, like My Time to Shine Hello was really Grace Randolph?
No boy.
Oh my goodness! But no, she is so bizarre. She like the thing is, the sad thing is she's the most popular, most well-known female movie talk pundit.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many like men pundits out there, but it's like for females, it's a rarity, and she's.
I think she's the only one. She's the only one that has that much subscribers. Like she's close to 1 million. Like I don't know any other female like movie review content creator that has that much.
But I don't know, like, because I just came on. Like, I don't know if you guys were talking about the time she accused John Campea of having a Marvel bias, even though Campea loves Man of Steel.
I mean, she liked all the. She said she liked all the DC movies except Birds of Prey.
But like, he was also one of the only few that liked Batman vs Superman, the theatrical cut. And I think he liked the 2016 Suicide Squad film.
He did,
so
and
like,
he even liked Justice League.
So it's like to say that he has a Marvel bias. And like, he got
so
so
like he's
annoyed because he was showing a picture. Because she was showing a picture of him and his wife at the Captain America Civil War premiere, saying, well, and it's like she was also putting out that conspiracy theory that Rotten Tomatoes hates DC movies.
The only proof that we have that My Time, or two sets of evidence that My Time to Shine is a woman, is one, she said it herself, and two, there's like a picture of her like doing her nails, and she looked like a woman. So I mean, yeah.
Well, I do have a question. Is Grace Randolph like? I know she didn't seem to care for that Flash trailer, but like outside of that, has she like been bashing on the Flash film and Ezra Miller?
I don't know this.
Nah.
Because like,
Oh,
by
can we
the time-
talk about? Can we talk about how some people in our community? And I'm not gonna call them stupid. I'm just gonna say, why would they think Warner Bros. Is gonna cancel Blue Beetle Aquaman? People are actually calling for him to cancel Blue Beetle Aquaman because
Well, I think that was
Shazam
more
fit.
of a suggestion. That was more. I'll
Yeah, it's a
defend
stupid
Warner Bros.
suggestion, Blind, because you know it's not happening.
It's not gonna happen. Yeah.
Well, they're probably. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go DL. You can go. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, they're probably thinking that because of the Batgirl situation. So they're like, do the same thing with the Blue Beetle and Aquaman or whatever.
Aquaman's like 200 million.
The thing is, though, Batgirl was an HBO Max movie. It was a theatrical movie.
And here's the thing. Aquaman's a lot more popular in Shazam, and Jason Momoa is a lot I usually think Hollywood is usually I really don't think there's a major star in Hollywood anymore. I think it's quality of the film now or how big a franchise is. But I'll say this: Jason Momoa is actually a bigger star than Zachery Levi. So I think and Blind agreed with me this and privately that we agree Aquaman will do better than Shazam at the box office.
Yeah, I think Aquaman will do better. But I mean, to what extent? Like me and Arkham were talking about this, and I know he disagrees with me, but I don't think Aquaman will make $1 billion again.
No, I don't. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think it could make $1 billion if like this has like an 85 above. Okay, it has to be like well received, more so than the first movie, which I think is not likely based on things that I've heard. And I know that people are saying, "Oh, I know the test screening was done, it was pretty poor." But here's the thing: I keep saying this. There's actual hard evidence that this movie like sucks really bad, and they are trying to fix it, and they can't fix it, right? And just look at the Johnny Depp trial because they talk about that movie a lot, and they actually like Walter Amato was even coming out and saying like, "Yeah, we're trying to fix the movie." Right, because Amber Heard, it seems like they cut out Amber Heard from the movie a lot because she's not in the movie a lot, right? And it seems that they didn't know how to replace her, right? Now, if it's true, I don't know. Maybe the movie is amazing and they fixed it in time, but I don't know. Maybe Degrassi might know. You can speak on that, but that's what I heard, and like puzzling together things, that's what it seems like.
And like, here's the thing: like, you can probably find a way to twist Blue Beetle around and have it in the new DCEU. And like Aquaman, like
Right.
Aquaman you can like, I don't know, maybe find a way to have it where Aquaman takes place before the Flash or whatever. I mean, it's like a sequel to
Blue Beetle.
Aquaman's story.
Blue
so it's like, that
Beetle.
can be the conclusion of Aquaman.
Blue Beetle's not being canceled. I mean, George Lopez, who's in the film, teased a trailer coming soon. So I'm sorry, that's not getting canceled.
No, these movies are not getting canceled.
No.
If they were to get canceled, it would have been last year. We would have known last year that these movies are getting wiped out.
Do you want to piss off Jason Momoa?
Yeah,
I don't need.
You want to.
Well, these actors would all get pissed off because, like I said, unlike Batgirl, there was contracts in place. Listen, making a movie, a theatrical movie, it's a lot. Okay, it takes a lot of money. There's a lot of legal stuff, and you can't just willy nilly cancel a movie like Batgirl. Like Batgirl was under like perfect circumstances, right? And I'm even sure that was a headache to deal with, but yeah.
Honestly, I think that's how much they'll probably make, around 600, 700. But it really depends on the international stuff because that's what really brought Aquaman to $1 billion.
Yeah, it is December also.
It is in December, so
Avatar.
I think 600 to 700 is possible. If it's
the first Aquaman came out in December.
Yeah.
It did, yeah.
Also, here's the thing with Blue Beetle. Like, that's like a Hispanic like superhero film. So it's like you're gonna get a lot of backlash for canceling a diverse superhero film.
Degrassi, you really want to piss off the Snyder fans.
Oh, I would do that too, Degrassi.
So I knew Plan would agree with you there.
Look. I'm as much of a Snyder fan. I'm pretty much as much of a Snyder fan as all the others. But like, I'm really getting sick of them bitching about the littlest shit. I'm so sick of it.
The thing is, there's a name that I've heard so much the last 2 years. Snyder, and it's like I have had it up to here hearing that name. It's like there's so many other directors. think it was like K-Dots like shared a tweet where like, how is it that all of a sudden Zack Snyder is revered more so than Scorsese, Nolan, Spielberg, all these like directors with better records, better box offices, better reviews.
Hell, there's even directors that we don't talk about that much have better movies than Snyder and do better.
If I was Dave Zavloff, I can't even say his name. Oh my god! If I was him, I would have shelved every single fucking DC movie from last year to now, because this is not going to end up very well for them. Okay, and I really think that whole rumor of they will just sell off to Universal, I think that is probably going to happen because
they can't do that. They can't.
Well, they want next year they possibly could, right? That's their only chance. But I think they may wait a little bit longer because I think they want to see like how viable the company is. But still, I think at this point, like they just want to pass it off to someone else.
I think we need to wait to see what James Gunn's going to do before they sell anything off, because
it's not just James Gunn. Like they have an entire movie division, right? So
I mean,
it's like they have to see.
Technically, James Gunn already did kind of start it with his stuff already, like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
But that was before. That was the old regime. That's not even really.
Yeah,
James Gunn.
but I wouldn't be surprised that some of that carries over.
I mean, we shouldn't be surprised, but yeah.
If they start selling off their one of the more valuable IPs, it's going to be the end of DC. It's going to be the end.
No, they never would.
The same thing that will happen with Marvel when they sold off all their important IPs, and it took them so long to get everything back. WB can't go through that.
It's not going to be like Marvel. It would just be them going through a merger.
The difference between DC and Marvel is DC was owned by Warner Bros. For a very, very long time. Marvel wasn't, right? And so Marvel had a few times where they're facing bankruptcy, right? They could have easily sold off characters. They got lucky. Disney bought them.
Yeah.
They were lucky. Disney bought them.
Exactly.
Disney saved them.
But I just feel like this, even with James Gunn, like we don't know if this is going to be successful. Who knows? Within 2 years, the comic book genre could like completely just collapse, right? If every single movie now from Ant-Man has diminishing returns, right? If Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't make 700 million, right? Somehow it doesn't make 700 million. Okay, and the Flash again doesn't really do very well, and it's just like a downward decline until we get to Superman. I'm sorry, but I think maybe the genre might be dead at that point. Like there would be no DC universe, right? But at the same time, there's really not a lot of competition with comic book movies. If there was, I would say, yeah, they should be scared, but I don't really know right now. There's really nothing to compete with them.
I will say, if Guardians and the Flash it doesn't work, then I'm going to start panicking myself. Like already, I'm not even going to wait till, because I did say before, like if Marvel and or DC start having like 5 disasters in a row, then I'll be like red flag warning. But like no, Flash and Guardians is too valuable. Like they both need to hit. They need to, and even with Guardians. Even that's not necessarily like a hurrah for Marvel, because that's going to be the last movie and James Gunn is not there anymore. So even then, that's not like a victory for Marvel. So it's like,
right.
Yeah, but because like James Gunn isn't staying around, that movie could easily be one of the best Marvel movies of all time, make a lot of money. But it's like, what happens afterwards? Like the Marvels is next, and that's a film that people have low expectations for.
And then with the Flash, like when they keep saying, this movie's fantastic. It's one of the best comic book films in years. It's almost on Dark Knight level. It's great. Tom Cruise thinks it's amazing. So the expectations are like skyrocket up here. Like it needs.
The thing is, the movie can still be.
Here's the thing.
Fantastic.
You hear DL, right? If that fails, nobody's gonna want to see Blue Beetle or Aquaman.
No, nobody's gonna want to see them.
Well, I don't even think people. Until I see a trailer, I don't really know about Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is really a wild card. I mean, if Shazam is underperforming, I mean that's
The
also
Blue
because
Beetle,
it's a
oh.
sequel. But Blue Beetle's
They
a new
have-
character, so it can be hit and miss.
They have to hit on the Latin market. If they like really, they have to market the Latin market. Blue Beetle. That's where they have to hit.
Right, the live market, yeah. I mean, they
'Cause
just
I
need.
like-
I mean, if the movie is like above 60 million opening weekend and it makes like above 400, I think that might be like a good sign. I don't know how much the movie costs, but
It
I
probably
mean, for one
costs like
character, it'd be pretty good.
200+ million.
What did,
I
what
hope
did
not. That
Latinos
would be.
want?
Oh my god.
Especially
I
because
hope
you
it's
remember
not.
because it kept getting pushed back numerous times, so that's going to add more to the budget as well. So like I think it hit the $200 million mark at least.
If they hit the $200 million mark, oh my god, 200 million.
Well,
yeah.
Oh my god, that's.
The Cobra Kai market.
I hope that's
I mean,
not what
the
it
Cobra
was.
Kai is so damn cheesy as hell, but I don't know why. I do love it though.
But the thing is with this new DC universe, we don't exactly know what Marvel's going to look like in a couple of years by the time Superman Legacy comes out. Because like Kang Dynasty is supposed to come out around that time and stuff like that. If Marvel is not doing well, but if Superman Legacy delivers and has a solid box office, then yeah, DC has a chance, I think, to be on the come up. But again, like we don't really know what's going to happen with Marvel these next couple of years because there are some red flags about what could happen with Marvel.
I do still think that Kang Dynasty will be financially successful because it's an Avengers movie, so like people are going to go see it regardless.
But the thing is, like, even if it makes the money, but it gets a mixed response.
Who the heck are
People really
Marvel
wanna see
now?
Secret
Now,
Wars.
now is Kevin Feige taking the reins of the VFX houses for Marvel now since Victoria Alonso's gone?
Well, here's the thing. Here is what I've been finding. We need to do a deep dive into that whole story because, and maybe Degrassi again. We're always going to point to Degrassi. Okay, I'm always going to do that.
Yeah, because she's
But
kind of a
this-
scapegoat too. There's more to this.
Hold on. This position that she had was a position that they invented for her. That position wasn't there before. So who took her previous job? No one. She was doing her previous job. So what does that mean? That means that this job that she had was really not that crucial. It was either she was now directly working with the VFX instead of it being like a a bunch of producers like trading off and talking with VFX artists, right? I don't know how the process would work, right?
But
Because we only know bits and pieces, right? I don't know their process, who approves what, right? Because I'm pretty sure Kevin Feige can't always be approving everything, right? There's a tweet.
How is he not approving everything? That's the problem.
Well, because he's so busy, right? Like he has to oversight so many different things. Where
Kevin
I'm like,
Feige must be.
how is he able to sit down and approve every single VFX shot from all these different movies and shows?
Definitely.
That seems
That's true.
unrealistic.
He is stretched
Right.
too thin. I think he is stretched too thin.
So I think she was basically, in other words, they couldn't give her Kevin Feige's job, right? But she was there from the beginning, and she was like,
She was,
"Hey, why
she was
don't
there
I
before
get?"
Kevin Feige.
Well, she was. I don't know about that. I know she was there with Kevin Feige for the last 17 years, ever since they started doing Marvel Studios. But
Yeah, she was there at the beginning. Yes.
I have a feeling that too. She is like in the same commandment as Kevin Feige. She's not on the level of Kevin Feige in terms of notoriety and status, but they pretty much share. That's what I'm guessing. They share the burden, right? And I think she has made a lot of decisions.
If Kevin Feige left, you would think that she would have took his position.
She would have taken. She definitely would have taken his position if he left, which they're not going to do that because
obviously
it's Kevin Feige. No,
I think I agree with you. I think this is the first domino to fall.
Whoever else is at that top, because there has to be a few of them. They're not going to let go of Kevin Feige. They're going to let go of the people around him.
Feige is safe. He's definitely safe.
She is the one that was making. Look, it's in the name, physical production.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the heck is physical production? Like, are you talking about like marketing and merchandising and what? Like, Like, what the whole name that she has, there's no other studio has that position. It's a weird position. It doesn't even make any sense.
They created it for her, specifically
Yeah.
for her.
And they didn't even say, if you look at the article, right? Oh, she's leaving, right? You would think they're going to fill her position. No one's filling her position as of right now. That's what they would have announced at the same breath, but they didn't do that.
I don't know. Something's really
It's fishy.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I think it's because Disney is not making a lot. Disney expected a lot of money to come from the movies. Honestly, I think they expected a lot more money from the Marvel movies. I mean, Avatar's got them $2 billion, but that's not saving them. I think they expected. Must be other things that are affecting them financially.
Well, yeah, the
That's
quality.
A lot of things.
Well, okay, I was about to trash on the Disney live action movies. I mean, they're bad films, but they still make a profit. But I was about to say, like, I think, like, and then with Pixar, it's like up and down as far as quality, and then some of them they don't even believe in. They put some stuff on Disney Plus, and then some stuff in theaters, and it's like it's kind of a circus. And then this is the 100-year anniversary of Disney this year. And there's not a lot of big hitters this year, other than Little Mermaid and maybe Elementals, but no. Like Peter Pan, meh. Wish, meh.
Peter Pan's Disney Plus too. That's not even on theaters.
Exactly. Like the only big hitter for Disney outside of Marvel and Star Wars is Little Mermaid, and that's it.
Yeah, we do have a new writer for.
There's a Disney problem. It's not even
we do have a new writer for the Star Wars film that Damien Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson exited from. Stephen Knight. He's worked on Peaky Blinders, which is a pretty acclaimed show that has Cillian Murphy, so that's a good sign. They got a very good writer.
The thing is, I'm gonna be honest. I trust Lucasfilm less than I trust Marvel, because like even in the years when Marvel was dominating and making great movies, Star Wars was struggling. It feels like they still have not figured out Star Wars.
Oh, they can't even get a project off the ground.
No. Well, did you see? Today's episode is actually pretty decent.
I didn't watch it yet.
I didn't see it.
I still need to
You didn't
catch
see
up.
it? Oh, they redeem a certain character. Well, did we redeem an actor? I'll just tell you that.
They were
No.
Gina Carano returns?
No. You'll realize.
I know what you're talking about. I seen it because it's already people
if you know,
spoil
you
it.
know.
So, but yeah.
If you know, you know.
There you go.
Oh my Isaac! You were calling me Grandpa in the chat Chris's stream, saying I'm 69.
No man,
The
meme never dies.
How? I didn't know the Mandalorians are allowed to. Honestly, are allowed to have sex or mate with kids.
Oh, we got Breed Nation in the house.
Because they're not allowed. Because I know they probably can't kiss because they're not allowed to take off their helmet.
Green Nation. Oh my god.
You know what?
Breed Nation.
The Breedverse.
I have to end it, guys, because me and DL, we know it's AEW tonight. DL,
yeah,
I got tickets. I got Forbidden Door tickets.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Where is it at?
Toronto.
I forgot. Duh, you are in Canada. Okay. Oh, that's cool, man. Cool, man. Hope you have fun. Hopefully I'll be able to go to SummerSlam in Detroit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's cool, bro.
Oh my god! You know the tickets for Forbidden Door were like selling out like in less than an hour on a pre-sale, man.
Oh, I'm sure. Like they didn't even announce a full card yet, and people were like, "No, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go."
And you know, I'll say this about Star Wars. You know how the title is Mandalorian? It's not about the Djarin. Actually, Degrassi has been right the whole time. It's actually about Grogu, because Grogu is going to become a Mandalorian, and that's what the whole title is about. He is the Mandalorian.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the whole what they basically the show's about. It's a long, it's taking 3 seasons to finally get the third season. The third season is him learning, training, right, to become a Mandalorian. But yeah, Grogu is going to become.
Oh my god!
I think the whole show is really about Grogu.
I mean, if that is true, why didn't they keep him around instead of just giving him the Luke Skywalker at the ending of the last
I don't
season
know.
and making it seem like he was going to disappear?
Well, I kind of thought it was refreshing that like he didn't end up being a Jedi because that was the predictable thing they could have done. That was like the easy thing, like oh he'll become a Jedi just like Yoda. But I like that Grogu's going on a different direction than what we're expecting him to, just because he has Force power. So I kind of liked that.
Me and Degrassi
I
joked.
can agree with that.
Me and
Yeah, that
Degrassi
makes sense.
joked about how maybe Palpatine is really Padme's father, and everybody's really a Palpatine from the start.
Oh my god!
Hey, why else? No, it makes sense. Ray took up the name Skywalker.
Well, they say that about Anakin.
Yeah.
There's a whole theory about Anakin that his father is.
Because couldn't Dark Sidious seen the future too?
Yeah, think so.
So he couldn't
From a certain point of view.
He couldn't foresee his own death. Well, he probably did. Why else
I
would
don't
he do
know.
that cloning thing?
That theory would be so
What?
weird if that was true. Oh my god!
He probably. It would make sense though, right? If he could see his own. No, like.
Not really. Like, I mean,
I don't.
I don't know. He is a sick bastard, so I guess like he would just allow all this
He is a
incest
sick
and weird shit
bastard.
going on. But I don't know.
Hey, Siths are
It
not
seems
have
weird.
families. It's all about family.
I mean, if they're allowed to have sex,
Yeah, it's really the Jedi's. They're not allowed to be in relationships,
not allowed
right?
to be in relationships. Yeah,
They're
they're
basically monks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, brother.
Oh my.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is all some weird ass.
So
And then you go
Blue Jay,
down
we're
the
just about
line.
to end it
like-
because I have to go.
Oh, he said
That's
okay.
okay.
No, he's in the
I have to go, man.
And then he comes in a Spider-Man mask, huh?
Yeah. I'm
Wait,
sorry,
does that
Blue Jay.
mean-
Maybe next
does that
time.
mean-
Maybe Saturday.
No,
I have to go.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's whatever. It's whatever.
yeah, so-
anyway.
I'm gonna let you guys
Does that mean
promote
Rey is truly a
yourself.
Skywalker?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she would be a Skywalker, but she also kissed,
Ew.
Oh god.
Ew.
All right, that's weird.
Okay,
There's-
I think I
there's
came in
some
the
typical
wrong
themes
place
to
in the
this-
wrong time. Okay.
You sure
Yeah, go
did.
ahead.
Oh, plug
Go
my
ahead,
stuff.
promote
Listen, we always talk some weird shit. You should know that by now.
Well, I know, but I came in talking about incest. I'm like, okay, I can talk about all the other
This
things.
is not a
but
Game of Thrones.
incest?
This is not a Game of Thrones stream.
Oh Lord, that's another
Oh, boy.
conversation entirely. But anyway, y'all can find me at IMDL. That is my channel. That's what it says in the headline right there. I talk about movies, shows, and everything in the nerdy geek culture. Most recently did a spoiler stream for Shazam: Fury of the Gods. You can check that out on the channel. Blue Jay and George was on there with me. Gonna review Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen because we're talking about all the Transformers films leading up to Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Oh man, I'm not excited to watch that again. And then Wizarding World content. We're going to talk about Harry Potter: The Chamber of Secrets. Bunch of other movies that's coming down the pipeline, like Dungeons and Dragons, John Wick Chapter 4, Super Mario Brothers. We'll be covering those on my channel. So if you want to hear my crazy takes on things, subscribe.
Nice.
Blinded. Anything for Sunday?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a stream on Sunday at 5:15, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I said a Rocky ranking and just talking about the movies, but
It's not a bad idea.
I might do that. Yeah,
Cool.
Blue Jay, I know you came.
I'm
last
behind.
minute,
I'm like super behind because everybody.
You are
talks about
behind.
that
Creed
weeks
3 already
ago.
came out.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead, Blue Jay.
You can follow me at Aqua Cinema.
George, if you want to put your YouTube accounts in, if you want.
Oh yeah, I'll put their channels.
Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead,
you know,
Blue Jay, again.
you know where it is. But I do planning on doing like a stream, for that channel. I'll be doing like a tier stream. Probably like this week. I really don't know because I'm pretty busy. Maybe I don't know. I'll let you guys know. I'm not a planner.
George, go ahead. What?
Are you a
Okay,
seether
can find
then?
me- You can find me at the George. I'm planning on seeing John Wick Chapter 4 this weekend, so I plan on doing a review on that. I'm also thinking of like doing reviews, hopefully for like other movies that I still have on my schedule. I do want to start my own series of Transformer reviews, wrap up my Harry Potter reviews that I haven't been doing since October, and also the way back. I still want to review that. I'm like so behind on reviews, so yeah, you can find me at the George. I don't know when I'm doing my next stream yet, but yeah, when I do it and find a topic, I'll let everyone know.
So Tony wants to know, when are you gonna do this? Are you gonna move it?
Oh,
We need a Neil Breen movie game.
oh my
Oh
god.
my
Oh
god!
my goodness.
The movie game to the geek ghetto. Shoot, I don't know.
Blue
We
Jay,
gotta do a
Actually,
Neil Breen.
He's gonna think I'm moving away from him. I'm like, whatever.
Blue Jay, can you put your
Oh,
channel in
that's cool. That's cool.
check? 'Cause I'm trying to look for it.
All right, guys. Thank you all for promoting your stuff. Go check them out on their YouTube channels. You know me. Next episode of Let's Talk Pop. Yeah, this episode was focused most on DC because there's very stuff to talk about. So we didn't get to the other stuff that I wanted to talk about. But I actually thought it was a good conversation. Got some stuff out of the way. But next episode will be Saturday, episode 9, and that's going to be a spoiler review for Chapter 20, Season 3 of The Mandalorian. We're going to talk about that, so make sure to see the episode to come on that stream. And then we'll talk about the latest news from tonight, Thursday and Friday to Saturday in the world of entertainment. And also, if you're into sports, I may have a sports show Sunday night on my sports channel.
Awesome.
All right, take care, guys. And
Peace.
Later.
okay, like, share,
Bye.
subscribe, and we'll do that stuff.